Good morning, everybody. Today, I wanted to kind of talk to you about something that wasn't necessarily a huge revelation, but just seemed like a very, very common theme that I noticed. So, I never thought about this when I was renting. But shortly after becoming a homeowner, water started to be a theme. Okay? So, just going to mention a couple things here where it seems like almost all, not all, but a really large amount of the issues with home maintenance actually related to water and keeping it where it shouldn't go and keeping it where you want it to go. Okay, so you notice that, and then again, I think I mentioned to a lot of you guys, been in home ownership for over 7 years now and a property manager to multiple units. So I've seen a lot of these common themes popping up over and over again at so many different houses. Okay, so you have rain coming down on the roof, maybe you have some hail. Is it older? How good is that roof? Roofs can be expensive. Are you budgeting for that? What's the life expectancy of your roof? What year was it put on? You know, well, rating. I know a lot of homes in Sioux Falls got new roofs a number of years ago with the hailstorm. Okay, so because really you don't want water coming in through the roof and you have wet water touching your dry walls in the drywall, and that was always a non-ideal situation for sure. Okay, and then you have your gutters. Then this is your seasonal thing. Okay, well, is this a house that you're renting? Well, who is cleaning your gutters? Because if your gutters are getting full, are those overflowing and then going where they're not supposed to be? Is it actually tilting back towards the house? That can be a pretty common thing. Gutters aren't actually too expensive to replace, but they're really easy to go clean. I mean, obviously, if it's a two-story house, you might want a little bit of help, the extra ladder, something like that. Maybe just a second set of eyes, that type of thing. I kind of like spending some time on a roof. It's kind of fun. I don't really do that much anymore, but when I was younger, it was kind of fun. So, the roof on the gutters, and then are your downspouts positioned to where the water actually goes away from the house? Again, it all seems like water. Additionally, your landscaping, is it graded away from your house, or does it slope towards your house? If it slopes towards your house, do you have other measures to actually keep it from getting into your basement? I know we've all had a very wet spring here in the Midwest, and a lot of people had water in their basement. A lot of that was actually because we had snow built up later in the year, and then we had a ton of rain, so it actually kind of sloped back towards houses. So even if it was properly graded, a ton of homes had water in them. Does your house have a regular issue with being wet to where you actually have a sump pump? I know a lot of homes have a sump pump. You can have a backup battery for your sump pump. Have you tested it in a while? Is it plugged in? Do you know if it's running? And then also, does your sump pump spew out in the correct spot to where in the winter, does it freeze up? Have you managed it that way? Just a lot of different things to think about. While we're here in the basement, do you have a dehumidifier? I know a lot of basements will be pretty damp and you maybe want a dehumidifier. Additionally, does your main sewer line, the water that you've actually used and now want to get rid of, when it's coming out the main sewer line, does it clog every once in a while? A lot of older homes will actually have problems with the drains. If it's not clay pipes right at the home, maybe out towards the street, it might be actually kind of some broken pipes or some clay pipes to where tree roots could have grown in them. So then if you do know that, have you paid a professional to actually snake the drains so you can scope it and actually see that there are roots? And then are you, cutting the roots? Are you moving the tree? Are you redoing the pipes? Are you treating it with a chemical? Lots of different things that you can do. So that's all just keeping water out. Get it out, get it out, get it out. And then we want to use water in a house. So how is your water here? What year is your water here? Is it on demand? Is it gas? Is it electric? Do you know these things? What year was it? What kind of warranty is it? Those can vary in price. You might want to check them out. What about a water softener? We just got a water softener, and it's actually really nice to have soft water. But you do have to buy the salt pellets and everything. And, do you have one of those? What about the other areas of your house to where you have drains? water, right? So the shower and the tub. Who has had where the transition from the tub to the shower actually stops working so much to where you can barely take a shower anymore because all the water just keeps spewing out up here? Okay, how many of you guys have had that? You can obviously go to your home maintenance store and they can help you out with that. You can also have a handyman come over and take care of that, and those don't cost a horrible amount. How well is your tub draining? Speaking of drains, with your sink, okay, we all use toothpaste, spit that out. That can start to clog in there, especially, you know, us guys, we shave, us gals, maybe us gals, you gals might be brushing your hair over the sink. Well, if you regularly get that, all that buildup in your vanity sink, that can be a regular problem, and then it's bubbling up, and then it's a headache. Well, so are you getting underneath the sink? Are you pouring chemical down? Are you taking it apart and actually cleaning it? Do you wait till it gets really bad and have to call a professional? What are you guys doing to prevent the buildup and the actual flow there? What about draining? I know toilets can not only clog, but then they can be constantly running, and then you can have dripping on the faucet. You can have a constant drip there. All right, I'm telling you guys from experience that definitely just get it fixed. Okay, whether you do it or have a friend do it or call a professional, leaking water definitely adds up. Okay, I mean, if it's $5, $10, $25 a month or more, and then that just starts to add up, just get it fixed. It'll definitely save you in the long run. And then lastly, your kitchen sink. You can have, is that leaking underneath? Is it clogged? Do you have a garbage disposal? Is water coming out around the handles or that faucet base? I know that's a pretty common one too. So again, guys, overall, it just seems like so much of home maintenance that we don't think about and we should think about, and then when we do think about it, it might be expensive, is keeping water out of where it should be, and then keeping water where we do want it to go. So it's all about water here. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. You guys have a good one.